Chapter 13. You don't have beliefs, they have you. Practical. It is arrogant of humanity to think that we possess beliefs. The humble truth is that beliefs possess us. If you want to understand your beliefs, look what you believe, or know to be true of the world. If you ask the average person on the street to tell you what they believe about the world, they'll either not be able to tell you or proclaim that it's the truth. This is the point of my statement. For the most part, our beliefs are invisible. All beliefs seek to convince us that they are truths rather than simply beliefs. In reality, there are no truths other than what the subconscious mind accepts as true, because what it does believe to be true will be projected and experienced in reality. As humans, what we regard as truth is simply what we've experienced, and what we've experienced is nothing more than the materialization of our frequency. Foundationally, a belief is simply an idea based upon the potential of an infinite number of realities, not an actuality. All beliefs are living entities. As living entities, all beliefs want energy. Once you see that beliefs operate like entities, it all makes sense. Since there are an infinite number of potential realities, there are an infinite number of beliefs, and all those beliefs are fighting for our attention, because that is what brings them into existence. Beliefs want the energy to materialize further through seeking emotion combined with conviction. Beliefs don't serve you. They serve themselves. They will attempt to convince you that they are truths, but they are simply ideas pretending to be truths. The unfortunate thing is that when a belief has reached truth status, it has accumulated so much energy that attempting to remove it will almost feel like insanity and stupidity because it's the truth. This is its inbuilt defense mechanism. Typically, beliefs are defined as thoughts that you keep thinking, but that's insufficient because you can keep thinking something all day and it won't materialize. Anything that materializes in reality first existed in the subconscious mind, and the entry requirement to the subconscious mind is emotion. Hence why, for simplicity, I define a belief as a singular thought or a multitude of thoughts that have emotion and conviction behind them. You will always find emotion lurking around a belief. If emotion begins to surface when you attack a belief, you've hit the jackpot. Since emotion solidifies belief, it is also what holds the belief in the subconscious mind. As a protective mechanism, the belief will release emotion when it feels threatened, so we feel discomfort, then decide to leave it alone. Observe when someone's view on the world is questioned and they begin to feel upset, angry, or disrespected. That's the belief, not them. In the realm of psychology, this phenomenon is called cognitive dissonance, and that is when one's belief has merged into one's identity to such a degree that when the belief is attacked, the same areas of the brain responsible for identity light up as if being attacked. Understanding that we are all microcosms of the universe, on a metaphysical level, beliefs attach themselves to us to such a degree that we can't differentiate between them. They want to present the illusion that they've merged with us, so we unconsciously accept this and experience it in our reality. Beliefs are masters of illusion and continuously will attempt to trick you into feeling as if you have no control over them and that they're something above you. Most people feel imprisoned by self-limiting beliefs, when the truth is that all beliefs are self-limiting. A belief is simply an emotionally fixed perspective, a mental construct that defines reality in a particular way. All beliefs create boundaries around what you can experience in reality. The individual who thinks they must work hard for money has now created a boundary outside of which they are unable to experience. But how often does it feel like we simply can't change our beliefs? They feel like mental boulders, something we have no power over. This is part of the trick. Remember that beliefs want to stay. That's all they want to do. Stay in your mind to get as much energy as possible so they have the chance of materializing. So beliefs will present the illusion that they are unchangeable. Ironically, because there are no truths other than what the subconscious mind accepts as true, when you believe a certain belief is unchangeable, it becomes unchangeable. Ironically, because there are no truths other than what the subconscious mind accepts as true, when you believe it's hard to change a certain belief, it becomes hard. Ironically, because there are no truths other than what the subconscious mind accepts as true, when you believe a certain belief is the absolute truth, it becomes the absolute truth. Beliefs sell you this illusion that they are unmovable, and the moment you buy into that belief, sold to you by the con artist itself, then reality will be unmovable. Not because it is, but because you have decided it is so. More important than what you believe you need to change in reality is your beliefs about beliefs. How can you change your beliefs on money if you don't think you can change your beliefs on beliefs? How can you change your beliefs on relationships if you don't think you can change your beliefs on beliefs? How can you change your beliefs on people if you don't think you can change your beliefs on beliefs? How can you change your beliefs on success if you don't think you can change your beliefs on beliefs? I can assure you, it'll be hard to change to your beliefs so long as you think it's hard. Nobody ever seems to decide straight away that it's easy to change their beliefs. Decide that the truth is that no belief is unchangeable. Decide that the truth is that no belief is the absolute truth. Decide that the truth is that no belief is unmovable. By making this obvious yet abstract change, the clay of your mind desolidifies ready for your molding. Which brings us to a hidden truth about all beliefs. They are simply choices that at some point, whether conscious or unconscious, right or wrong, forced or accepted, we make. Changing a belief is simply making the conscious decision to believe something else. There's nothing more to it than that. It is just a decision, but it doesn't feel so simple, does it? It feels as though that's not enough. It feels as though it's more complicated. It feels as though it should be more profound. Notice the key word there, feels. Remember that beliefs protect themselves with emotion. Why should changing your beliefs be complex? Why isn't that simple decision to believe something else enough? Why does it have to be more complicated? Why should it feel groundbreaking? Where did you get the idea that has to be complex, complicated, and groundbreaking? Your acceptance of those ideas is the only thing maintaining those ideas. The ego thrives on intellectual superiority, finding validation in complexity. Solving something intricate feels satisfying. Cracking a difficult problem feels like genius. And uncovering a groundbreaking revelation brings euphoria. This is why the mind is drawn to complexity. It feeds the ego's desire to feel special and accomplished. What do you want? Do you want intellectual superiority or your desired reality? Assuming you pick the latter, then accept that all it takes to change a belief is simply making the conscious decision to believe something else. The something else you believe in has to reflect your desired reality. The beliefs that you currently have are producing your current reality. So to experience to a new reality, you must begin to adopt beliefs you've never had. All beliefs have two origin points, experience and adoption. First, experience. The moment we experience something in reality, our mind internalizes that experience as truth, and it is, but we fail to realize that it is only because it was first a truth in the mind. The physical plane, or what we call reality, is nothing more than a delayed creation of our consciousness, or a reflection of the mental plane, which is our mind. We think we gain our beliefs from reality, but reality is gained from our beliefs. We experience the effect, never taking into consideration the cause of the effect, and the cause is always intertwined with deciding to accept our beliefs. I'll give an example to illustrate how this typically goes. Somebody goes through an unpleasant encounter with someone else, and then decides that the entire gender or race of that someone else is one way and only one way. That decision is made, a belief is formed, and that belief wants to stay, so it'll isolate that somebody into only experiencing realities where that gender or race is that one way while keeping everybody else out of their reality. Then that person proudly proclaims to have found the truth, without realizing they missed a couple of things. The unpleasant encounter that took place is nothing more than an effect, meaning they could have had some unconscious fears, worries, beliefs, experiences of others, or preconceived notions of that gender or race that were simply projected into their reality. Or there was simply a reshuffle of reality in which they experienced one of many infinite realities that could have been an anomaly, but through their acceptance of it, they indicated it to be true, which made it actual, so it is now their reality. This type of belief thrives from reminding you of your experience, since truth and experience are one to the ego, merging and deepening its place in your mind. Second adoption. The moment others experience something in reality, they experience it as truth, and it is, but only to them until they come and give us the truth that we unfortunately accept, so it also becomes our truth. As social creatures, naturally we interact with others, without the awareness that consciousness is contagious. Beliefs are like a virus. They seek to spread themselves around, infiltrating everyone, making them metaphysically contagious. Why? They want to materialize into reality. If not in this person, then maybe the next person. We may live on one planet, but we don't live in the same world. That's the thing about beliefs. They wish to bring everybody under their umbrella, hence why they want to spread. Whether it's religiously, politically, socioeconomically, or even which sports team to follow, each person seeks to spread their beliefs and get more people under the umbrella. That's the macro view. On a micro level, whether consciously or unconsciously, we adopt the beliefs of those around us, friends and family, and those beliefs become invisible to a degree that they are undetectable. To revert to the example of the unpleasant encounter, what if the person involved is a friend or family member who then shares their story with you? You may react with shock, dismay, sadness, or anger as you empathize and share their pain. The more you think about it, the more upset you become, and without even realizing it, you adopt their experience as yours. Then, you have your unpleasant experience with a person who is the same archetype, and you tell your friend or family member, solidifying what you both now hold to be true about that gender or race. Without realizing, you unfortunately missed the real truth, which is that truth wasn't yours until you accepted it through the emotion and conviction you invested into it. Why would we believe something to be true in reality if we haven't experienced it? Simple. We adopted it from those around us. Don't make the mistake of believing you have been above adopting the beliefs of others. That type of arrogance is coming from the belief itself, which wants to make sure it sticks around so stays invisible through that type of thinking. This type of belief thrives from reminding you of others' experiences, since truth and experience are one to the ego, merging and deepening its place in your mind. Always remember, your beliefs are either adopted or experienced, or both. Before you begin adopting new beliefs, you must make the conscious decision that you will no longer believe the things you currently believe. Practical. To enter a new reality, you must have a set of new beliefs. Any old beliefs will negatively corrupt the frequency of your desired reality and will maintain the old reality. For example, you can't believe all rich people are evil devil worshippers and expect to be rich. You can't believe that you must work hard for money and expect to get money without working hard for it. You can't believe there are no good men anymore and expect to be in a relationship with a good man. You can't believe there are no opportunities for people like you and expect opportunities. Your beliefs must align, contribute to, and support your desired reality. The beliefs must reflect your specific desired reality. What do you need to believe to easily materialize your desired reality? You must have the beliefs you'd have in your desired reality now. Ask yourself this question. If I was living my desired reality, what would I believe to be true about reality and the world? Gently meditate upon this question and know that answers will come because they will, and the moment they do, adopt them into your current reality. I'll help you with some examples. If you desire a loving relationship, then a belief that is mandatory is that there is an abundance of good men and women everywhere. If you desire abundance, then a belief that is mandatory is that you always have more than enough. If you desire a successful business, then a belief that is mandatory is that clients always come to you easily. If you desire a promotion in your career, then a belief that is mandatory is that you are always seen and appreciated for the work you do. If you desire to pass an exam, then a belief that is mandatory is that exams are always easy for you. If you desire money to flow easily to you, then a belief that is mandatory is that you don't have to work hard for money because it always comes to you. It's simply a game of making sure your beliefs align, reflect, or contribute to your desired reality, as opposed to contradict it, which unfortunately is more than often the case.